Step by step on business. That's on my mama, watch me spin on me and split, now I can't feel it. We in the trap, we sold the city on my biddy. Take these diamonds off and show you how we lit it.
Welcome back to another episode of Before the Horn podcast. As you know, I am your host, Khalil, and with me, as always, I got my guy, Daywan.
What's good?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The primary Boston Celtics fan is in a good mood because his team is up 3-0. But so we got to talk about what happened in Game 3 and look forward to Game 4 happening Friday night and discuss what we think and what we're going to predict from there. As well as we have a big fight coming up within the lightweight division. Tank Davis is taking on Frank Martin this Saturday. You got the time. Tune in. It's going to be a great fight. Big fight to watch. As well as finishing off with a segment we like to call Nothing or Something, discussing some of the players in the NFL who have not shown up to training camp. You know, is it a big deal? Is it no big deal? Our reactions, our opinions on that. But without further ado, take it away, Daywan.
Like Khalil said, let's get right into the NBA Finals. The Boston Celtics on Wednesday night secured a 3-0 lead as they defeated the Dallas Mavericks in Dallas at the American Airlines Center, headlined by the J&J firm, both players dropping over 30 points.
Wow, no way. No, hell no. Absolutely not. We're not doing this.
Thank you.
We're not doing this. Put it down.
Thank you.
Put it down. We're not doing this.
Where did you find that at? Hold on. No. Don't. It was in my closet. Don't do that.
Sir.
It was hanging up in my closet. Don't do that.
When's the last time you touched that, Jay? It looked like it had some dust.
Not too long ago. I didn't touch it not too long ago.
Yeah, cat.
Ain't no cap. See, now, ladies and gentlemen, I know I have not been the biggest Jason Tatum fan the first two games. And I was like, whoa.
Okay. Go ahead.
Can I go, please, without you, like, spazzing? Can you relax?
I'll be quiet.
I have not been the biggest Jason Tatum fan the first two games. And like Khalil said on episode 68, what if he just happened to go crazy in Game 3 and drop over 30? I was like, I wouldn't be surprised. But he said, what if they lose? I said, I would be surprised. But he didn't add in that Jaylen Brown was going to help out. He didn't add in that other players stepped up and helped out. And I know Khalil's the biggest Jason Tatum fan, and I'm a fan of Jason Tatum too. Hence why I have this jersey. I'm a fan of Jason Tatum, but he pisses me off. He pisses me off in key moments. He does. He angers me. But he had a great game yesterday. The team needed him the most, and he stepped up big time. He did take some bad shots during that 20-2 run that Dallas had in late fourth quarter. That was bad. But overall, he finished with 31 points. He still averaged almost a triple-double for his whole series. Drew Holiday didn't have the best game, but he did pretty good on defense. Derek White had a solid game. You know, he started off really slow from three. He turned up with 4 threes later on in the game. Jaylen Brown has not been disappointed this whole series so far. He dropped another 30-point game. He's been playing phenomenal. Tillman played great defense when it mattered. I know they was missing Kristaps Porzingis. He was questionable coming to this game. The team decided they weren't going to play him Game 3. Rightfully so, because he has a rare leg injury. I would not mess with that either. I mean, the man's injury prone, so just like other players play, but Boston did everything they needed to do to win this game. I would say things they did wrong was the way they started. The way they started was really, really slow. And at one point, Dallas was up by 13. And I was like, okay, this is what me and Khalil was talking about in Game 3. This is what we thought that was going to happen. I was like, it was painful to watch. But like I said, the player that they needed the most, Jaylen Brown, he stepped up. Like, mind you, Boston was like 1 for 9, 1 for 10. I got the gate for threes. And you know they live and die by 3-ball. And I kept saying to my girlfriend, I'm like, yo, stop. Why do you keep shooting threes? And they weren't going in. But again, they're a live and die by the 3 team. Like I said, Jason Tatum, he stepped up when they needed him the most. He brought him back in within 1 by halftime. That was great by him. But Jaylen Brown has definitely been the team's best player without a doubt. Where he had a great game. He had a great shooting game. Overall, great game. Great defense. Like I said, the only thing I'm disappointed in was with Boston when they let the Mavs go on that huge run in the fourth quarter. Because Boston, again, they started taking their foot off the gas, which I hate when they do that. They're up big. They're up by, at one point, they were up by 21. Makes you know Dallas goes on a huge run, and it goes bad from there. But Boston, they escape. They get some key stops the late last 2-minute stretch, and they get the win, 106-99. Now on to the Dallas Mavericks. All I'm going to say is, like Khalil said in Game 2 and in Game 1 as well, Luka Doncic, he's a first-half wonder. Where's this man at the second half? The whole first half he goes off, and in the second half where is he at? I don't get that. And honestly, Luka has been playing really selfish. I mean, it's been pretty evident prior to the finals throughout his career that he's selfish and he begs for calls and cries for calls, but it's just getting bad. Like it's where he gets fouled or he gets bumped, he falls on the ground. Boston runs down the court, gets an easy lay or gets a shot off. Boston got 2 points. Or Luka's yelling at the ref. Boston's in transition. They go down and they get a bucket. Luka got to stop crying to refs and complaining about calls. Where Luka literally forces and initiates contact on offense, and he cries and like he looks for the call. It's like, bro, you gotta stop thinking about the refs. Stop having a vendetta with the refs. I know the refs are part of the game. Bro, focus on the game and focus on being your team player. Because like I ain't gonna lie, he cost him a lot of points yesterday. Not even just yesterday, during the whole series as well. This man has been getting blown by any player on offense. Like his defense has been atrocious. I mean, you know he wasn't a defensive player, but this man's like what 6'8". He's at least like 240 because he's not swole or cut at all. Like he's a great basketball player, top 5 player in this league, but defense is horrible. A lot of points that the Celtics had were when Luka was a primary defender. And then another thing I don't like about the Mavs, Jason Kidd. Why would you call a timeout during a 20-2 run? Like Boston was out of position. Like they were letting it go. And your team's cooking. PJ Washington shooting threes. Kyrie making threes. Dante Exum get that big old dunk. Like Gafford's playing good defense. Lively had 11 off the bench yesterday. He had a double-double. Tim Hardaway Jr. has been very disappointing. I see why he doesn't be playing. He hasn't scored a bucket since May 18th. But Jason Kidd, you haven't been the best coach either. You tried to mind games after game 1. Game 2, you said what you said in game 3. You're like, all right, like, what's going on with Dallas? But I'm gonna say one thing: Kyrie Irving did what he had to do. 35 points. Yes, he did blow some layups, but Kyrie did everything he needed to do on Wednesday night. But Luka was nowhere to be found. Luka has to be better. And just like we told Kyrie he had to be better after games 1 and 2, Luka has to be better for game 3. But I'm hoping to see that in game 4. I don't think Boston's gonna get a sweep. I think it's over in 5 or 6. But we'll see if Boston gets a sweep. But overall, I'm happy that my Celtics are up 3-0. And thank goodness that this man finally stepped up. This light-skinned, curly-haired man from St. Louis, Missouri, the 3rd overall pick in the 2017 draft. The man that dunked on my king, LeBron James, in the 2018 Eastern Conference Finals. From Chaminade High School, Jason Tatum. He finally showed up. And that's why the Celtics are now up 3-0. Lil, you may go.
I can't with you, bro. I cannot.
I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do nothing wrong.
You were just bad mouthing a man just a few days ago. When I said everything's gonna be all right, he's gonna get out the slump. He's gonna give the Celtics 30. You know, I thought Dallas could win game 3. You know, at a point they did look like it a couple times. I'm gonna get into that, but I alluded to the fact Jason Tatum's gonna get out of it. He's gonna give you 30, and you scoffed at me. You looked at me a kind of way, said I was kind of tripping. You know, I said he was playing pretty good. Besides his shooting numbers, he was averaging damn near a triple-double in the first 2 games.
I acknowledge that. I've acknowledged that already. I'm saying shooting has to be better. He's a scoring forward. Score.
But listen, and for all that, he found another way to be efficient outside of being able to score. So,
great.
You know, you wanted to badmouth him, so you can't come on here just a few days later after one good game with his jersey, you know, putting in the air, celebrating. Please don't grab it again. Bro.
I just might put it on, bro.
This guy, man.
Should I put it on?
No, you don't deserve to wear a Jason Tatum jersey. You better go find you a fucking Derek White jersey or something. I don't know. Not a Jason Tatum jersey. But let's get into the game now. In the first half, Dallas came out hot, which was expected. Team on the ropes, back home in front of their home crowd fans. They was going to come out with some fire. The home fans, right behind them. And, they came out shooting pretty good. They got up 13 points early, right? And whereas, day one's Boston Celtics was struggling to put the basketball in the hoop. There's one guy, man. It's one guy. I said just trust in him. He's gonna be all right. He came out, kept his team in the game with 20 points in the first half, to make it a 51-50 game because DeJuan's guys, whoever they may be, Drew Holiday only gave him 4 points in the first quarter. Derek White shot 1 for 7 in the first quarter, 3 points. Jaylen Brown, 2 for 6, 6 points. Your second best scorer in the first half, besides Jason Tatum, was Sam Hauser. Who exactly? So yeah, Jason Tatum kept them in the game early because if Jason Tatum didn't come out aggressive firing, he shot 7 for 15. If he didn't come out firing, the Mavs would have been up big. They would have been up double digits for sure going into halftime, but Jason Tatum was able to keep it close. And I was kind of a little worried because I said, wow, for all the bad that the Celtics are playing right now, Jason Tatum's the only one that pretty much showed up besides what you got from Sam Hauser off the bench with 3 threes in the first half. I was like, wow, it's only a 1-point game. Boston is right there. They're right in the game. And then you look at what Dallas was doing within that first half alone. Kyrie comes out 8 for 14, 4 for 5 from 3, 20 points. He hit a 3-point shot in the first 2 games. He was 0 for 8. He come out, he scores 20 points. Luka, 7 for 16, 1 for 6 from the 3, but he chips in with 17 points. So that's 37 points right there from your 2 big guns. Besides that, nobody else showed up for real in the first half. PJ Washington's supposed to be your third scorer, I guess. He gave you 1 point in the first half, which was alarming. Derek Jones, please save it. He's not a shooter. They don't respect him, rightfully so. Gafford was 2 for 2 with 2 buckets, and Lively had 5 off the bench at that point. And I just knew it was a matter of time because this game was too close. And when the game's close like that, the better team usually always come out on top. When you let a good team on the road hang around, you're setting yourself up for trouble later in the game. And it came out in the second half. Second half, they blitzed them. Mavs did not know what hit them. They could not offense going within that third quarter. That third quarter offensively, they just did not play a good game, and we seen it. And like at that point, we like it's kind of over. Then we go into the fourth quarter, and Boston jumps out to a 21 point lead, and it's like, well, time to start getting ready for game 4. This game is over.
That's literally what we were saying. We was like, oh, on to the next, I guess.
But
here go the Celtics.
But they won. Celtics do what they do. They come out and they give up a 22-2 run, which is insane to think about. You're up 21 points and you give up a 20-22 run in a quarter, in a single quarter, and not even just in a quarter, within like 6-7 minute span. And I will say this. During that run day, offensively, it just did not look good. Play calling wasn't that good. I did not like Jason Tatum, in that fourth quarter as an offensive threat that he is. I just didn't like the way he touched the ball. Please, please, please refrain from your emotes. Hear me out. I just didn't like some of the things he did. They're get a rebound, whatever the case may be. Hey, we got to stop. Instead of Jason Tatum getting the ball, he points to Derek White or Drew Holiday, telling him pass it to them. You take it up the court, and then Jason Tatum kind of walks back down the court, which I did not like to see. And then he did not touch the ball. He went a few possessions without touching the ball. If Jason Tatum is your best player, especially in the fourth quarter, you need to touch the ball. Because I'm not gonna lie, for all the good Jaylen Brown did, for Jaylen Brown, he had a bad first half. Second half, he came out firing. But he took some bad shots too at some times. At some times, I didn't like some of the looks he was getting. And I was just like, bro,
just chucking up shots.
Let your stars touch the ball. Just let him. I'm not saying he has to score. I'm not saying he has to attack. I'm not saying none of that. Let him touch the ball. He wasn't touching the ball, and I think that was the biggest issue. Like, if you're not touching the ball, I'm not scared of you, Jason Tatum, low key, because I know what type of scorer you is. You like to have the ball in your hands. You like to create your own shot. So you're not one that gets run off screens, that type of player. So from that standpoint, it is what it is. But they withstood the run. Luka ended up fouling out. I'm not gonna lie. I think there was some bad calls. I think the refs was way, way too involved for me in this, especially for a game that got so close late. They got too trigger happy with the whistle. Like both sides, bro. I can see it on both sides, especially with Luka too. Like, what was all them foul? Was they foul? Yes, you could probably argue that fouls. Was there a situation where it needs to be called? Probably not. We seen it in game 1 when the block on PJ Washington that Day1 talked about. Just Jaylen Brown touched him in the back. It's just certain stuff you don't call in those moments. And I get it, fouls are fouls, whatever the case may be. But not all fouls are made the same, especially in this single situation. And and even when Luka fouled out, it was like, I seen Kyrie come down, hit a shot, whatever the case may be. So I'm like, okay, I see some Kyrie might could do it. And Kyrie showed up. He had 35 points for another guy who didn't show up, who I told you was going to eventually show up. Be patient. He's too good of a scorer not to get it going, especially going back home. He goes out and gives you 35. Luka did not play his best game. His triple-double game that we usually see him, 30-point triple-doubles, that kind of thing. And yes, the complaining was just way, way too much. And this is the issue with Luka. We've had this conversation last series, the series before that. And I think part of it is Luka's not getting some of the calls because the refs they're tired of hearing them. They're not going to give it to you. Like, you're going to sit there and complain. They're just going to start to tune you out at a point and not care. And you could kind of tell at a certain point. Not to say the refs had it out for him or anything like that, but you could kind of tell like the refs didn't care as much because he's barking at the ref and stuff like that while Boston scoring easy buckets. And I think that was one of the biggest issues as well. And yes, I get it. Luka is getting blown by at a 67% rate. That's historically bad. But I will say he is hurt. And if you're going to listen, hear me out.
Stop
bro.
making excuses for players, bro.
I'm not making excuses.
Okay, hear you out. I'm gonna hear you out. I'm sorry, sir.
I'm not making excuses. Sorry. But the thing that we do know, like, you're reactionary. You can't react the same way you can when you're healthy. You just can't, because stuff hurts. Compared to offensively, when you're creating your own shots, you know what movements you're going to do. You're going to put yourself in movements that feel comfortable for you. You don't have to move, at a reactionary pace. You're kind of setting up your movement offensively. So that's why offensively, I don't give Luka the pass, because you're doing the moving. Compared to defensively, you're reacting. And I don't think, for as bad as Luka is as a defender, he looks even worse, just because I don't think he can react as quick as he normally could. That's my only thing. I'm not making an excuse for him, Day1. I'm just saying. Sure. I'm just saying. I can see where, like, because people are like, oh, he shot bad from the field, he's hurt. Huh? No. But if you're
they said in game 2 when he dropped over 30. In game 1, we exactly. They say that.
If your movement's compromised, it's gonna hurt you on defense before it hurts you on offense. So I think that's what affected him the most. But I got a sweep. I'm not gonna lie. Bring out the brooms. Do what you want to do.
So
get the hats, get the t-shirts. Get the t-shirts ready. Get the parade floats ready. The whole 9 yards. They're going back to Boston for a parade. They're not going back for a basketball game. I got Boston.
It ends on Friday? It ends on Friday for you. Wow.
Yes. I have this ending Friday. Night in Dallas. I just don't see how they win. This is a 2-man show, sometimes a 1-man show. But besides Lively, who gave you 5 for 6, double, 11, 13, like, nobody else really played good. PJ Washington had 13, but he shot 3 for 9. Derrick Jones 1 for 2. That he only took 2 shots the whole game. We don't respect that. Hardaway 0 for 5. Kleber 0 for 2. Josh Green 1 for 2. Exum only played 3 minutes. Hardy don't play 3 minutes, so that don't really matter. So besides, what you got from Lively, the 5 for 6, 11 points, and Gafford, who gave you 6 on 3 for 3 shooting, like, as a team, they didn't shoot that well. And the other thing that they're losing in is 3-point battle. Like, this is their 3rd straight game of not hitting at least 10 threes. They got outshot from the 3, 17-9. That's a 24-point swing right there, just off of 3-pointers alone. That's a lot to overcome, especially when you don't have, the most well-rounded team. You're asking a lot from your superstars. And, I mean, in these kind of situations, you got to. But I think this is going to be a learning experience for Luka. I think this is, Luka's Jason Tatum moment, Luka's LeBron moment, Luka's KD moment. They all, like, we've seen stars go through this before. When they get to the finals, they don't perform the best, or whatever the case may be, or they may be outmatched by a better team who carried a superior team that probably shouldn't have made it to the finals, and they ran into the best. Ran into the best team in basketball, whether it was LeBron and the Spurs or KD and the Miami Heat, or like what I mean, etc. So I think this is just that situation for him, and I think this is a situation to learn and grow from it. I think he's going to come back better. Yes, he does have to get better in some aspects still, but I think this is just a learning experience for him. You know me, I get it. It's a running thing, game by game. Who you got for MVP, man? As of right now.
So the other day on episode 68, I did say at one point I thought Drew Holiday was leading it, but with Jaylen Brown in a close second. And I know you said Jaylen Brown as well, but I said in a really close second. That obviously has changed. I'm going with Jaylen Brown. Drew Holiday had a bad game 3. Pretty good on defense. Offensively, not the best, but Jaylen Brown's been showing up every game these finals, let alone in the Eastern Conference Finals. Brown has been consistent. A lot of people questioned before the season started, this man who can't dribble left, why is he getting paid the most out of everybody in the NBA? Hey, I promise you that numbers will get passed up when Lukas Doncic eligible with max that he's going to get. But Brown
Tatum's
showing you
about to
why.
pass him this summer.
That too, exactly. His own teammates about to pass him. So Brown's showing you why he deserves every penny. Now, again, he does take some questionable shots, but overall, he has been the best players for the Boston Celtics this whole final. So I'm going to go with Jaylen Brown.
I'm gonna agree with you on that. I think Jaylen Brown earned it. What he did in the second half. As of right now, there's still one more game left that they have to win. We'll see what happens in that. But as of right now, I'm sitting with Jaylen Brown as well, given the performance that he put on yesterday after the bad shooting slump that occurred by him. I got another question because this has been a big topic. I've been hearing about it. Who's the better player? Who is the better player? Jason Tatum or JB? Who's the real number one?
Listen,
Who's the guy?
Listen.
And please answer correctly.
Yeah, no. Oh, hold on. Stop. Don't try to say that. Don't do that.
I'm just asking the question.
I know what you're trying to do.
I'm not doing nothing, bro.
Okay. All right. So both of these guys, great players, great on offense. One can't dribble left. They both have their downfalls. They really both have their downfalls. Overall, though, Tatum is the guy. Brown's the sidekick, but it's damn near neck and neck. I'm not gonna lie. Tatum's just a better scorer, but Brown's just more consistent. He's more of a driver. Tatum's more of just a shot creator. But overall, I'm gonna say Jason Tatum. Media and other people try to break them rift. Like, bro, they're close friends. They have a great bond. They're great as teammates. They know it themselves. They're like, yo, like, people be trying to put us apart for years since we both got drafted, like since we both started playing together. It's like, bro, like they hear the noise and they know. But in my opinion, I'm gonna say Tatum's a better player.
I'm right there with you. I still think Jason Tatum's the better player.
Yes.
Jaylen Brown is having the better moment right now. In these last 2 series, especially since he got snubbed from the All NBA team. He's been playing with a chip on his shoulder. But I'm still not going against a guy who's a 3-time first team All NBA the last 3 years. Like, I hate that people live in the moment because this is a live in the moment thing that people are doing. They're watching, and I get it. It's kind of like, what have you done for me lately kind of thing. But it's also, what have you done over an extended period of time? It goes neck and neck. What are you doing and what have you done? And Jason Tatum has been 3-time first team All NBA. He has a NBA All-Star MVP, 5-time All-Star team, and a 3rd-team All NBA on his resume. So I gotta go with Jason Tatum. I respect Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown, especially in the open court, is a problem to deal with. With his speed, yes, he still can go left. He's very right hand dominant, but I still gotta go with Jason Tatum. I'm sorry, the guy who's been in the running for the MVP conversation the last 3 years as well.
Yeah, probably 3-4 years.
Yeah, so I'm still rocking with Jason Tatum. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still on that train. Since you said you think this goes 5 or 6, what do you think happens in Game 4? How do the Dallas Mavericks go on the road again to play in Boston? What do they do to go on the road to play in Boston Friday night?
Finally, we need a 2-star show. We need Kyrie and Luka to show up at the same time. First 2 games, it was Luka, no Kyrie. Game 3, it was just all Kyrie. Also, I need a supporting cast, especially the bench, to show up.
6-6 is not bad.
It's not bad, but when it matters, especially in the second half, you've acknowledged this yourself in episode 68 that Luka in the first half, he's just a first half wonder, basically. The second half, he has not shown up at all, a lot. Like, come on, let's be real. You said yourself, sir, and I agree with that. We've seen it. And also, Luka has to stop complaining to the refs. It's going to happen, but I know he hears the media saying it. I know he take accountability at the press conference. But, bro, stop complaining to the refs. Just play your game. Jason Kidd, make better adjustments and better rotations as a head coach. Try to outcoach Joe Mazzulla. He's not that great of a head coach. He has a lot of star power. And you know how me and Khalil both feel about Joe Mazzulla. I do not like him whatsoever. I can't stand him. Yeah, we got to see a 2-star show, and supporting cast, they have to step up. Like, PJ, you got to drop at least 15 or more. Lively, keep doing what you're doing, bro. Do what you did in Game 3, Game 4, and the Mavericks, they got a chance to win that game. But I think it's going to end in Game 5 on Boston on Sunday.
No. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think I got it going for. I think this is over. I don't know how the Mavs. It would take Kyrie and Luka putting on a performance kind of like they did in Game 5 against the Minnesota Timberwolves, and for Boston to play bad. So I think it has to go both, which is a tall task to ask. So I don't see it happening. So I got Boston finishing it on Friday night.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for that topic. Give us your thoughts and opinions on the Boston Celtics securing a 3-0 lead in the NBA Finals. What can the Mavericks do to win Game 4 and hopefully have a chance in Game 5? What do you guys think about Luka Doncic's performance so far in these finals? Is he complaining too much and not worrying about his game and being too selfish, or is he doing all the right things? Also, how do you guys feel about Kyrie's Game 3 performance? Also, like Khalil asks, who is better, Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown? And what can Boston do to complete the sweep for Game 4 this upcoming Friday? Leave out all the conversation below.
Before we dive into the Tank Davis and Frank Martin fight, I have some big breaking news coming out of the UFC. As we've been talking for the past couple of weeks, there's been a lot of action in the 185 division. And next week, there was supposed to be a potential matchup with Robert Whitaker versus Khamzat Chimaev. That will now change. Robert Whitaker will now take on Ikram Aliskerov. Khamzat Chimaev have now pulled out with the illness. So now he's out. Aliskerov is in. So let's see what happens next. Daywan, what's your reaction to the news?
Wow. A lot of people were actually looking forward to that Robert Whitaker and Khamzat Chimaev fight. Because, again, there's probably an actual middleweight, a great middleweight that he's fighting. That would have been his real competition, his first actually real competition in that division. Now he pulls out to an illness. People were saying that prior to the fight, it was going to be some way that Khamzat Chimaev was going to pull out. Now Chimaev definitely pulled out. So it sucks for Robert Whitaker because this would have been another great opponent for him. But Aliskerov is going to be a solid opponent for Whitaker, but I think Whitaker can handle him. I think Whitaker is still going to get this dub.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. My initial reaction was, wow. I don't know. I kind of wasn't as surprised. It's like one of those things like this again. It's always something with this guy,
Always.
with Hamza. That's why, like, I'm not the biggest fan of him. I can't really back him. You know, everything that, like, let's remember it, bro. Like, just a year, like, what was it, 2 years ago, a year ago? He came into weight, 8 pounds overweight.
Yeah,
you know, that's why he became at 185 to begin with. Like, his issue was making weight. Or it was just always some BS, you know, and it's just more of the same stuff. That's why, you know, a guy like him cannot get to the top because he can't get out of his own way, whatever the case may be, whether he's doing or not. You know, you can't control Paulo Costa, you know, getting injured and you having to fight Kamaru Usman, who's really a 170, who had to move up to 185 on a short notice to fight you, which he did out of you know, his competitive spirit. But other than that, like, there's question marks about you. And this was the first big opportunity that was coming down the pipe to see what you had, to see if you were really one of the best contenders in the 185 division. Now that's put on hold. Now we don't know what's going to happen there when. So now that that's out, you know, Robert Whitaker, I believe he wins as well. I think he's still one of the best 185ers out there. I think Robert Whitaker gets the dub on Saturday pretty easily. So now instead of us discussing, like, you know, between him and Hamza, like, respect to Ikram, but yeah, it's just one of the big fights that needed to happen because of the sequence of big fights that was coming. Now you just took yourself out that running without even fighting. You know, we talked about Jared Cannonier, who took a step back because of the controversial loss that he took or whatever, but now you're taking a step back as well because of, you know, this situation. So we're gonna see what's happened there, who they eventually find to book him and when they book him. But Robert Whitaker would now main event against Ikram Aliskerov.
I'm gonna just say this as well. Khamzat Chimaev does not deserve a title shot until he wins like 2 or 3 more fights, bro. Because it's like, bro, this man it's like you say, it's always something, and I'm just tired of that, bro. Like, he doesn't deserve a title shot until he wins 3 fights in a row. I'm saying that right now. Put him against
Yes.
Adesanya in UFC 304, 305.
Please stop.
He said
Stop it.
stop.
Stop it. He don't deserve to get in an octagon with Izzy. He don't deserve to grace that octagon with Izzy yet. He hasn't earned the right to
You ain't wrong.
grace that octagon with Izzy. So please stop. Please stop.
All right, let's move on to the next topic for tonight. We got a big fight coming this weekend for boxing. We got Gervonta Tank Davis versus Frank Martin. The fight is going down this Saturday. Make sure y'all tap in, preferably on ESPN Plus or pay-per-views. No streaming services because we don't want to ruin TV review. But Khalil, what's your predictions for this fight, man? I'm excited to see this one. I'm not gonna lie. These guys used to be sparring partners, but it's gotten pretty heated. So let's see who you got.
I think it's gonna be a big fight, honestly. Battle of the undefeateds. You got Tank Davis, who's a three division world champ, defending his WBA lightweight world title against an unbeaten Frank Martin. You know, he's a very, very solid fighter. Two southpaws fighting up against each other. They're very even there. You know, I think it could be a little tricky because they're both southpaws. They're not used to fighting southpaws. You know, because a lot of people are fight more orthodox. But I'm taking Tank in this fight. I'm rocking with Tank. I think Tank is arguably the best fighter at 135. You know, if you want to go him or do you want to go Shakur, you know, whatever way you want to go. Haney just got his ass beat, so you can't go there. Even though he's at 140, even though Tank's at 135. But you know, Shakur is right there in that mix as well. I think it's really out of Tank and Shakur who's the best at that lightweight division. But I think Tank does what he has to do, especially if he comes in there ready, you know, hit right mind space, which I think he's in. He looks very good. He looks very in shape. He looks like he's ready to go. I like everything I'm seeing from him. I think Tank is one of those few fighters that, you know, no matter what that other fighter does, if you come in right on shape, right mind space, you did the right things leading up to the fight, you're gonna win because you're just that talented and you possess that much power.
I
You
like
know,
that.
we've seen fighters with the same, you know, talent who just didn't take the shapes. I hate to throw this out there, but Adrian Broner, to be exact, you know, a very, very talented guy, but he just did not do the right steps outside of
No,
the ring to maintain peak performance in the ring. We didn't really talk about his fight. It's very bad to watch, honestly.
he got smoked.
I think personally he should hang it up.
Retire. Yeah,
But
please retire.
as long as Tank is doing, because it's only been one other time. It's only been one time I seen Tank did not look like himself. I think that was the Pitbull fight.
Yeah.
When it went the distance, but other than that, Tank when he comes in ready to fight, chip on his shoulder, in shape, doing all the right things, it's very hard to beat him. I got Tank Davis in this one.
I'm with you as well, bro. I got Tank Davis in like around 7 or 8 TKO. Now, again, kudos to Frank Martin.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm taking it that way. Kudos to Frank Martin. I don't think this fight goes distance, bro. Frank Martin, great southpaw boxer, but like you said, bro, Tank is just a different breed. Tank just different, bro. I'm sorry. Last time we saw Tank, he put paws on kids. Like, how tall is he? Like what? 5'6", 5'7"?
He's 5'5".
If something like that, bro. He's not that big, but this man could pack a punch. He put Ryan Garcia on his knees with a punch to the ribs, bro. We've seen Tank do this in the past with other against other boxers as well. Tank just got it. And honestly, the press conferences and the pressers and all the lead ups and the face offs, they all been funny, bro. Like Tank made this man flinch at the press conference. Like that was the most funny thing I ever see. And Frank Martin, I think he's just selling the fight as best as he can. He knows Tank is that guy. He knows Tank is a great boxer. He knows Tank gonna give him a lot to handle. Every boxer fan around the world knows that as well. But regardless of the fact, I'm gonna say Tank Davis picks up the win this Saturday. I'm excited to see it, but I'm sticking with my gut. I'm gonna say Tank Davis, 7th or 8th round TKO.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and Tank is on a he's knocked out all three of his last opponents, Rolly, Hector Garcia, and then Ryan Garcia. And you know, you call a knockout, I could see a knockout happening. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
go on that limb. I'm not gonna go on that limb and call a knockout, but I can see a knockout happening. Like I said, especially when Tank comes out there and if he's ready, he's in the perfect shape. You know, let's see what happens when he step on the scale. But going into today, from the clips that I've seen, he looks very good going
it was
into
great.
tomorrow, stepping on the scale. You know, he's one of those fighters that don't have to cut a lot of weight. to make weight because he's not that
Yeah.
big of a guy anyway. So he doesn't have that much of a cut. I mean, he probably walks around at 145, 150 at most. So he's really not that big of a guy. So it's not going to be a drastic weight cut for him. I think he'd be fine. I got Tank, bro. I got Tank.
And it just looks like he's just having fun. Like you see him on social media, like going in the ring while they're talking and stuff. Like he hugging a guy who commentating. Like he's having fun. Like he flinching at Frank Martin at the press conference. He talking trash at the pressers. Like he's talking. They in interviews together and they talking crazy to each other. And Tank just know, like he like, bro, like I'm gonna put you down. Like I'm gonna really put you out. We got the same prediction. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us know y'all predictions in the comment section below. Who y'all got this Saturday? Frank Martin or Gervonta Tank Davis. Like I said, tap in on ESPN Plus or any pay-per-view you can. Preferably, that's the way we gonna watch it, right, Khalil?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Make sure you
Yes,
guys
sir.
make sure you guys buy it on pay-per-view Saturday. The main card starts at 8.
That's right.
8 Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific time.
Main event probably not gonna start till like probably what 10, 11. But we know how
11,
it goes
yeah.
for boxing.
Yeah.
But before we get into our last topic for tonight, breaking news: the Jacksonville Jaguars have extended their quarterback Trevor Lawrence 5-year, $275 million extension, including $200 million guaranteed and $142 million due at signing. Khalil, was Trevor Lawrence overpaid or underpaid in this situation? Because let's be real. I mean, we got a clip. Wasn't he like your MVP favorite last year?
Listen, bro.
Hold on. My bad. Hold on. My bad.
No.
Sorry.
No, because we're not about to do that. We're not about to do that. We're not going out there. We're not saying that. Listen, yes, he deserves it. Yes, 100%. Yes, 1,000%. Yes, without question, without a doubt. He's now the highest paid player in the NFL at $55 million per year. He deserves all his chips. Why? He's a franchise quarterback. He carried a poverty team to the playoffs. Yes. Did they have the best? No. Did they have the best? Did they have the best ending to last season? No. They kind of fell off a cliff. But from where they were, especially with the Urban Meyer era to now in his 3 seasons, very solid. Carried a very good team. Does he possess the weapons of some other teams out there? No. I think he's doing the best with what he got. I don't think him and Calvin really ever clicked as good as we thought they were, but they did pretty solid together. They got Gabe Davis out there. They got Travis Etienne. Who else? Who else did they just pick up?
They got Gabe Davis.
They got Brian Thomas, first round pick in the draft. So pay your quarterback, pay him early before the price goes up. You got to reset the market when it's your turn, and that's what he did. If you're one of the best quarterbacks, if you're arguably a top 10, top 5 quarterback, when it's time to get paid, you're going to get high market value price, Jerry Jones. So when you are next up, you demand to reset the market. Whatever grabs you got, listen, you pay me or somebody else gonna pay me. And they paid him early. When you got a guy that's young, you pay him early. And I told you this before, 100%. He should have got paid. I'm happy for my guy. Let's go. Let's do it. Jacksonville, stand up. What you got to say? Listen,
you got so much stock in TLaw, and TLaw is a great gifted athlete, especially coming out of Carterville High School in Georgia as a 5-star recruit, going to Clemson, being in many national championships, and being a number 1 overall pick. Again, I'm not going to count his early years in the NFL. I mean, he did make the playoffs, and he came back from a blown lead by the LA Chargers. That's not getting into the Chargers. Let's just not even talk about Brandon Staley and Chargers. We're talking about Trevor Lawrence here. I'm sorry, bro. Listen, the man didn't even make the playoffs last year, but he just got paid all his money. He's the highest paid player in the league right now. Like, yes, again, team with poverty. Team is horrible. Team's not a great team, but bro, you don't get paid all this money. I'm sorry, I'm not paying this man that much money. And that's just the market, though. That's just the market. So I can't be mad at the GM. That's just the market. The man didn't have a great year last year. Yes, he was injured towards the end of the season last year, but they didn't even win the division. And that was their division to win. They lost 5 straight games. They didn't make the playoffs. I thought GM paid him at a discount. He's like, hey, this man didn't make the playoffs last year, but we know his ceiling. We've seen his ceiling. Trevor Lawrence got paid what the market's at right now. So I can't be mad at that. But he's definitely overpaid. I'm sorry. TLaw is overpaid. And I know you're a big TLaw fan, but he hasn't shown me much. He's shown me a lot. He's shown me a lot, but he hasn't shown me nothing too crazy his first 4 years in the league. I'm sorry.
First
One
of all, he's
playoff
only
win.
played 3 years. He's only played 3 years.
No, this
Really
is going
two.
into years. This is going
Really
into year
two.
4. I understand that, but this is
Because the
going into
first
year
one don't
4.
really count. The first one don't really count. That was
Sure.
atrocity. Bro.
Don't listen. You gonna bring up Urban Meyer? Go ahead. Bring up Urban Meyer. Bring up Urban Meyer, please. Urban Meyer.
Listen,
Urban Meyer. Worst coach in NFL history. I understand that.
You're a young guy coming into the big boy leagues, and all around you is dumpster fire.
I understand that.
Like you're set up for failure from the start. So look at freaking Bryce Young right now. He set up for failure in year 1. Let's see how he bounces back in year 2. And Trevor Lawrence bounced back in year 2 in a very good way. 41 over 4,100 yards passing the football, 25 touchdowns, only 8 interceptions, carried his team to the playoffs, made the divisional round. So yes, he deserves it. He shows that he's a franchise quarterback. When I didn't hear anything when Justin Herbert got paid, did I? I don't think you said anything when Herbert got paid.
I did say something.
What'd you say?
I said this man has no playoff wins. Justin Herbert is a great quarterback, great arm talent, pretty athletic, definitely leading Chargers. He led the Chargers for so many years. The team is horrible. The team is built horrible around him. I say he's overpaid as well. He hasn't shown us nothing to get all that money. But again, I can't be mad because that's where the market is at. I said that already. So come on. I'm giving TLaw the same energy.
You know what? I'm not even gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Say it. I'm not Dino.
I'm not gonna do it.
Why?
Gonna do it. Huh?
Why?
I'm not gonna do it. Let's not open Pandora's
Bring up Jalen Hurts, bro. Please bring up Jalen Hurts.
Not open Pandora's box, bro.
Bring up Jalen Hurts, bro. You moving the goalpost right now.
I'm not moving. How am I moving the goalpost? First of all, don't do that. Do not do that. Because when it was his time to get paid, I said y'all should pay this man now. Off this one good season, y'all should pay him before he gets too high. And they did that. They paid him. And all he had was one good season. So I don't want to hear it because I said pay that man too. I said give that man his money. I said that. I went out and said that. I just want to throw that out there. So don't do that.
Cool. Okay.
Don't do that. Don't do that, please.
Sure.
I'm not
getting to you. I'm not getting into this with you right now, bro. I'm not.
Sorry, bro. I know where you're trying to.
I know what you're doing. No, I know what you're doing.
I know where you want me to go, but I'm not going to do it because. And when it comes to getting paid, I say when it's your time, you should get high. If you're one of the best in your position, arguably, when you win, especially at the quarterback position, you win football games. Yes, you deserve to get paid. Like Tua. He should deserve to get paid next.
So you think Tua's gonna get paid more than Lamar, Hurts, Herbert, Burrow, TLaw?
Yes.
He's not better than those guys. 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 His receivers make him. He's trash. Stop, bro.
But guess what? Guess what though?
It's the market. I understand that, but stop, bro. Come on.
Who's blinking an eye at Jaylen Brown when he got $300 million? He got $300 million. He got the first $300 million contract. A second team All NBA guy got the first $300 million contract. Did we golf at it? Did we snuff at it? No, because it's the next man up. He's the next one up. When is Giannis time? When is Luka time? When is Jokic time? When is JT time this summer? They're going to reset that market. They're going to keep moving the goalposts forward. That's what happens, bro. That's going to like I expect CD to pass. I expect CD to pass JJ. I expect Jamar Chase to pass Justin Jefferson because they're the next up. Don't do that, bro. Don't do that.
I know what you're trying to do, so I'm not gonna feed into it no more, bro.
Okay. All right. Anyway, next topic, bro.
I think we should move into the next topic. So let's move on to the next topic, ladies and gentlemen. Our last topic for the night for episode 69. Wink, wink. A lot of players have not been shown up to a lot of players have not been shown up to NFL minicamp. Players such as Aaron Rodgers, CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Brandon Ayuk. We can continue going on the list. Khalil, let's introduce this segment right quick.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we introduced a segment called Something or Nothing. It's mandatory minicamp edition. So there's a lot of players. Damon has mentioned a few that have not shown up to minicamp. You know, they're in contracts talk, whatever. Some have been in trade news. Now I'm gonna list out a few names and we're gonna give our opinions. Is it something or nothing? And first one up, the biggest glaring one, the biggest news of the week, Aaron Rodgers. Something or nothing.
I'm gonna just say it's nothing. I mean, we know Aaron Rodgers wants to be a Jet. I'm being for real. He's talked about this in the past. Prior to this past season, he had a lot of hype going into the year about him being on the Jets, new beginning for him connecting with these young guys, him finally connecting with the organization, and he go tears his Achilles within the first 2 minutes of the game. Like, come on, that's just so unfortunate. Now, Aaron Rodgers is known to be like a weirdo, known to be selfish as well, which can impact the team. But I'm not gonna dwell on it too much. I think it's just Aaron Rodgers' personality. Again, it can affect the team, but I'm gonna say there's nothing. We're gonna see him come 2024 in September, so I'm gonna say nothing.
This is 100% something. I'm
No,
sorry.
it's
Listen. Hell no,
no.
we're not doing. This is why the Packers picked Jordan Love. After him coming off an MVP season, this is why the Packers picked Jordan Love, because he did stuff like this in Green Bay till they got tired of it and they got rid of him. And it wasn't Aaron Rodgers the same one in January that was like, we need to get everything that's not football related out the building and focus on the task at hand. Let's focus on football moving forward, going into the season. Let's just be about football. Let's start working on next season.
He did
And then
say
you
that.
don't show up to mandatory. Not OTA. Not OTA. Last week he was there at OTA. Voluntary. He could have skipped it. But no, he skips mandatory OTA when everybody is supposed to be there and the quarterback, the guy does not show up. No, it's definitely something, bro. And this is the thing with Aaron Rodgers. I'm a big Aaron Rodgers fan. One of you can argue the best at throwing a football. When he makes plays, he's a playmaker when he does play. But this off the field stuff, the shenanigans, I can do without. And I'm one that's very lenient with players. I think you should have a voice. Huh? Like, compared to you, it feels different being on the other side. You being real lenient right now. I guess because it's a quarterback. I don't know how you get.
See, no.
But no, this is definitely something, bro. If football is supposed to be the main thing, you're skipping it for an event that's quote unquote important to you. But then the event, I thought the event was one day. Why you didn't show up the whole week? It's just then it's bad because Salah has to step to the podium and answer questions about this. So it's definitely something in my personal opinion. On to the next guy. Let's stay with the New York Jets as well. New York Jets made it a trade early this year to bring in Hassan Reddick, who skipped mandatory minicamp looking for a new contract. Is this something or nothing?
I'm gonna say this is something. Again, the man didn't want to lead the Eagles. He was seeking out a new contract during the season, but again, this man's 29, about to turn 30. He didn't have the best year last year as he did in 2022. Hassan Reddick is he's a polished edge rusher, but he still lacks like the power. He has a lot of speed. He's a speed rusher more than a power edge rusher. And the Jets, the Jets let Bryce Huff walk in free agency. He got picked up by the Eagles after the Eagles already traded the Jets Hassan Reddick for Hassan and a draft pick. So this is something. Again, pushing 30, not coming off the greatest year, but wants a new contract. I'm convinced Hassan just doesn't want to be here. So this is something.
This is something too. I really don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Because what the fuck is what is going on, bro? We just traded for you. And I'm sure the team has had talks because you don't just trade it. Like, deals don't just happen spur of the moment. Sometimes they do. But most deals, especially at this caliber, just doesn't happen spur of the moment. There's talks, there's interest, we're gauged, we're going to temperature check. Hey, how does Hassan Reddick feel about coming to the Jets? Okay, I get it. You want a new contract? Okay, cool. We're gonna get it figured out. We still got time before camp. But to sit here and then skip voluntary workouts, not voluntary, mandatory, not voluntary, mandatory minicamp. You're gonna go ahead and skip that for a new team at that. That's just not good. Given the fact that you just got there, you're the new guy on the team, and then you go out and you pull something like this. This is definitely something in my personal opinion, and I really don't like it. I wasn't the biggest fan of him when he was in the Eagles either. Like I just don't like the way he moves sometimes. That's just my personal opinion. All right. On to my favorite team. Alvin Kamara, no show on last day of minicamp looking for a contract. Something or nothing.
I'm gonna say this is something. I'm gonna say that because let's be real. The running back market, running backs want to be paid. They feel like they're very undervalued, which they are. I'm gonna keep it a buck. They really are. Running backs are definitely underpaid and undervalued. But I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. Alvin Kamara is one of the most talented running backs I've seen touch a football in current day football. I'm gonna keep it a buck. The man can run. The man can catch. He can play receiver. But I'm gonna keep it a stack, bro. When was his last actually good season? Like, when was his last good year? The man hasn't even touched 1,000 yards. Yes, he's productive in the receiving game, but McCaffrey touched 1,000 yards and 1,000 rushing. I'm not saying Kamara had touched 1,000 receiving, but bro, Alvin Kamara, again, top 10 running back, not top 5 anymore. He's 28. He's pushing 30. Once running back, they get close to that 30-year-old mark, the teams don't really value you no more. But this is definitely something. I feel like he is looking for a new contract. McCaffrey just got paid. He just got an extension. So Kamara's like, yo, like, I want something. Saquon got his money. Mixon got his money in free agency. So definitely Kamara's looking for a new contract. But I'm saying this is something. But the Saints, they have a backup in Kendrick Miller if Alvin Kamara doesn't want to play for the Saints no more. So they're kind
And
of well
Jamal
off.
Williams.
Exactly.
I'm gonna say this is something as well. He's already the second highest paid running back in the NFL behind Christian McCaffrey at 15 million. McCaffrey's at 19. He's at 15. Right behind him is Jonathan Taylor, who just got a new contract last year. He's at 14. But besides that, the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players all was in the free agent market this year. And let's be real, none of them jumped Alvin Kamara. So you can't be mad at your yearly salary. Okay, I get it. You want new money, but that new money is not going to be as big as the old money was, if I'm being honest, because the market is not there. And the running back market is the one market where players are not jumping players and creating a new high. So you're not going to get the money you want. I just know that, if you're looking for top of the line money, is really not going to happen. I could see him being still maybe top 5-ish. I could see him around 10 plus million. I could definitely see him over Mixon, kind of in between that Saquon and Josh Jacobs range. Josh Jacobs at 12, Saquon's at 12.5. Jonathan Taylor's kind of high at 14. I don't think he, stays up that high at him sitting at 15. So I think it's kind of something, in my personal opinion. Next up, CeeDee Lamb. Something or nothing, him not being there.
Bro, this is nothing. Bro, the man been wanting a new deal since during the season. And now the best receiver in the league, Justin Jefferson, just got paid buku bread for a wide receiver. So, hey, like Khalil said, in certain positions, you're going to jump other players. Jefferson got paid last week, so CeeDee Lamb's going to probably jump Justin Jefferson. Should he jump Justin Jefferson? No.
Yes.
Jefferson was injured.
Yes.
I'm saying, should he? I'm saying, no. I'm saying, Khalil, I'm saying, is he a better player? No, but contract-wise, he's going to jump him because of the market. So let me clear that up. But CeeDee was definitely a top 3 receiver in the league last year. He was phenomenal. He was lights out. I know when he played my Eagles, he killed us both times. Not too much second time, but the first game, he had his way with us. He had almost 200 yards receiving. But this is nothing. CeeDee and his agent know that Jerry Jones is going to crack. They're giving Jerry Jones a bait, and Jerry Jones is going to take it and pay CeeDee Lamb. Rightfully so, though. So I'm going to say this is nothing.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think it's nothing. Dallas got a lot to figure out between him, Dak, and Micah. They got a lot to figure out. They got to figure out what they're gonna do with that money. I think it's nothing. He wants a new deal. It is what it is. But I'm right there with you with nothing for that one. Next up, Brandon Ayuk. Something or nothing.
I feel like it's actually something. Now, I feel like Ayuk, again, I feel like he's one of the most underrated wide receivers we have in this league. And I've been saying that earlier in our podcast episodes, and I've been getting told, like, no, you're tripping. Debo is better than him, blah, blah, blah. I just don't see it. Ayuk is a more better, well-rounded receiver. Debo is a better athlete. Debo is more versatile. That's it. But Ayuk been wanting money from San Fran since during the season, and they've pretty much like brushed him off to the side. Now, they just paid McCaffrey. They extended Kittle a while. They got other players they had to play as well. They have one of the highest paid players in the NFL on their roster, and Nick Bosa. Right now, you can take it as the Niners don't really value him or respect him as a wide receiver in this league. And I feel like the Niners are taking that to him as well. So I want to say this is something.
I think it's something too. I think the Niners need to figure out what they're going to do with him and Debo. You draft the first round receiver, Ricky Pearsall, and then you got to decide if you want to keep Debo, you want to keep Ayuk. So it's something until they figure out what they want to do there. Ayuk wants new money. You see McCaffrey just get new money. You're already paying Bosa high market value. Purdy after this year, it's going to be the next highest paid quarterback. I hope you're ready for that day one. And I'm not the biggest Brock Purdy fan, but I want to see it too. I want to see it too. But
just for him not live up to that contract.
Never mind.
Sorry. Hey, I
not
said
getting
it first.
Not getting into it. But Yeah, I mean, it's just the market. They need to figure out who they want to keep, who they want to get rid of. This is what happens when you draft great, in the past years, and especially at the same position. And
Yep.
I think one of the reasons why you go out and you draft the first round receiver, knowing the fact that you're going to get rid of one. So I think San Fran needs to make up their mind on who they're going to get rid of and who they're going to keep. So until they can figure that out, I think this is something because he can still possibly be the one on the move. Next up, T. Higgins.
I'm gonna say this is something as well. Again, T. Higgins is probably, in my opinion, I think he's the best number 2 receiver we have in the NFL right now. T. Higgins definitely be a number 1 on a lot of these teams that we have in this league right now. Again, like I said, a lot of them. I didn't say all of them. I said a lot of them. But I don't think he's gonna jump Jefferson when it comes to money. He's not gonna jump. He's not gonna jump AJ Brown. He's not gonna jump Tyreek Hill. He's not gonna jump Amon St. Brown. He's not gonna jump Jalen Waddle. But T. Higgins, I think he's better than a lot of those guys I just said. Yeah, I think he's better than Amon-Ra. He's better than Waddle. But yes.
What?
Waddle can't stay
He's
healthy,
better
bro.
than Amara? What? Didn't he just go for like 1,600 this year?
I understand that, but I think he's slightly better than Amon-Ra St. Brown. All around wise. I'm not saying Amon-Ra the dog, but T. Higgins definitely got that dog in him. T. Higgins got that dog in him. He showed y'all a lot since his rookie year. He showed y'all, especially after his rookie year. So come on. But again, this happens. We have 2 great players at the position. We got Jamar Chase as your number 1, and T. Higgins as your number 2. Both of those guys are holding out, and they just paid Joe Burrow buku bread not too long ago. So this is definitely something the Bengals had to figure out whether they want to keep Higgins or keep Chase. I think I know what the answers the Bengals are leaning towards.
This is completely something because T. Higgins don't want to be there. He wants his money. He already asked for a trade earlier in this offseason. He wants to get out of there. Either pay him or you get rid of him. Players don't like to play on a franchise tag. He has not signed his franchise tag yet. Nope. He doesn't want to play on a franchise tag deal. I think you got until July 15th to sign a new contract, or you're stuck on the franchise tag unless they rescind it. But the Bengals are not going to rescind it. So I think they should do just like the Chiefs did on their own, and understanding that you cannot, pay, some certain guys and you just get rid of them. You get compensation, whatever compensation you can get, and let another team take care of him, pay him, and this is the price of when you draft great. It is what it is. It happens. Next up, a guy I think who's been flying under the radar. I haven't seen too many people talk about him. Amari Cooper. Something or nothing.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. Amari Cooper, he doesn't have the biggest character issues. Only thing I'll say Amari Cooper has character-wise that I don't like is during road games when he gets shut down, or just any game, when he gets shut down by a corner, whether they're good or bad, he pouts and just takes himself out of the game, or he just doesn't run his routes fully. But other than that, in my opinion, last year going into 2023, I had Amari Cooper as a top 10 wide receiver. And rightfully so, he still is. I think Amari Cooper is the number 10 receiver in his league. You could probably argue he's number 8 or 9, but I'm going to say number 10. So I'm going to say this is something. The Browns are cooking up over there, mainly on defense, but offensively, they wouldn't be where they were without Amari Cooper. I mean, we saw that when Nick Chubb went down last year with a season-ending injury. So this is definitely something. The Browns got to figure out some type of contract with Amari Cooper.
Yeah, this is something, especially when you go out there and you pay Jerry Jeudy, a guy that you traded for, and you pay him.
He's buns.
Well, damn, they want what the fuck? I want to say he's buns. He just did not live up to the expectation from him being a Biletnikoff Award winner, and all that good stuff that he had going on. He did not live up to those expectations. But no, I think this is definitely something. I think he deserves his money. He was very solid last year. He was their best receiver last year. When it mattered, he showed up giving all their quarterback issues, even from day ones. Poster child over there. Yeah, I think this is something you definitely got to pay him because I don't see another receiver on this roster that you can warrant not paying him for. We have discussion about San Fran because you have another receiver that you can go out there and pay. Same thing with Cincinnati. You have another receiver you can go out there and pay. So there's arguments to be made about those guys. I don't have an argument when it comes to Amari Cooper as somebody else that you should pay instead of him, or a reason why you shouldn't have paid him. One of the reasons why you can't. I mean, well, I guess you can now. Some time has passed, but the Deshaun Watson deal that has not lived up to fruition. He has to do something this year. Day One's guy. That's the guy that Day One's been backing. So we're gonna see what happens there with his DC4 or whatever. You call it DC4.
DW4, but ignore that.
You did this. You did this to yourself.
Ignore
man.
that. Just ignore that. Ignore that.
You did this to yourself. But that's my personal opinion on Amari Cooper. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it for something or nothing, the most notable players to not show up to minicamp. Let us know what you think about the guys that we listed. Do you think is it something because they're not there, or you think it's completely nothing and everything would be just fine, come the regular season? Let us know down in the comment section below. And also let us know, do you like the segment of something or nothing? And let us know what other topics should we do with something or nothing. Let us know all that in the comment section below.
But ladies and gentlemen, all in all, that is it for episode 69 of the For the Horn podcast. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe. Send this video out to many people. Again, our views have been down a little bit lately, but also make sure y'all go check out our Q&A with track and field athlete Maurice Knock. That is up. We do have a possible Q&A coming soon with another special guest that we know of closely. We'll keep y'all updated on that on our social media, but also make sure you guys check out our Patreon for as little as $2 a month to help support us. Patreon has a ton of perks. Go check them out by clicking that link in the description box below.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Before the Horn Podcast, TikTok and Twitter at Before the Horn Pod. Like Daywan mentioned, Q&A is up. Go tune in. Go listen to it. Drop some gems in that. So definitely listen to that when you get a chance. It's only an hour long. Let us know what you think, how you like it, what you think we should do better in that one as well. But for the meantime, keep liking, keep commenting, keep sharing, keep subscribing, keep sharing this out to your fellow people. Basketball season is almost to an end.
Yeah.
We're going to be looking forward to season 2, come training camp of NFL season with some big plans on the way. So please stay in tune with that because we got some gems on the way for you guys coming real soon.
We do. Again, like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank y'all for tapping into episode 69 of BTH. Shall see you guys on the next one. Peace.